Shortly after launching a dedicated domestic violence court, it was clear we would need to partner with community agencies to provide services that would allow us to assist survivors and offenders, as well as underserved communities. Our strategic coordinated community response brings together the domestic violence court and agencies to focus resources on creating solutions to existing problems, promote change for offenders, which leads to safety for families, address the deaf community, an underserved population, respect the constitutional rights of all, and promote safety and accountability. The DV Court's strong team and strong working relationships with partners allowed us to quickly pivot during COVID with Zoom technology, breakout rooms, and virtual access to services. Let's learn more about the partners and the agencies. The DV Court team works hand in hand with a score of community partners to offer direct and indirect support services inside the court and outside the court. Over the years, we've evolved from focusing on compliance to lasting change.
According to the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing, 17% of the Arizona population has a hearing loss. Over 1.1 million Arizonans are hard of hearing, and more than 20,000 people in Arizona are culturally deaf. To address the deaf community, an underserved community that experiences a higher rate of domestic violence, according to national studies, the Domestic Violence Court works primarily with two local groups: Emerge Center for Domestic Abuse and the Community Outreach Program for the Deaf, or COPD. The partnership among the court, Emerge, and COPD started more than 7 years ago. It's a partnership that has been a game changer for all, including clients.
Emerge's partnership with the DV Court started with a phone call from Judge Millian in 2012. We just simply weren't versed in deaf culture. That allowed us an opportunity to reassess how we have centered the hearing community over the deaf community, and we've just simply haven't been providing culturally responsive services. And we trained all of our staff members. We reassessed our delivery of services. And so now we are poised to be able to sustain this program moving forward simply because of a little phone call.
Our agency, COPD, which stands for Community Outreach Program for the Deaf, has collaborated with the City of Tucson, and specifically the courts, and Judge Wendy Millian. We also hooked up with Emerge, and the three organizations have worked together in discussing how we can provide education and workshops to the deaf community. So Judge Millian, COPD, and Emerge had staffings. We were consulting with each other about how to better serve the deaf community. We wanted to make the services more deaf-friendly so that deaf domestic violence survivors could have escape plans and know what to do. So we started this domestic violence program a few years ago, and we've made so much progress. We're very proud of the work that we have done and the work we will continue to do. And we are very, very grateful to Tucson City Court allowing us to be a part of this amazing program. Thank you. The grant that Judge Millian received allowed I and another interpreter to attend special training for interpreting for survivors of domestic violence. The training was provided by the Vera Institute for Justice, and then it was put on from Deaf Hope. This training has been invaluable in understanding how to work specifically with survivors who have experienced trauma. It is vastly different from everyday community interpreting, so we're very grateful to the court for giving us this training.
The court, Emerge, and COPD evolved and expanded services for the deaf community beyond the ASL, including training independent advocates for deaf survivors, training and cross-training for the court, Emerge, and COPD on domestic violence, deaf culture, and how to improve services, ASL and certified deaf interpreters for survivors and offenders, using Zoom with closed captioning and video phone links, co-staffing DV cases, case management and lay legal services, safety planning, emergency shelter, housing assistance, 24/7 hotline, individual and family counseling sessions, community outreach to the deaf community to increase awareness about services.
We're evolving, ready to add partners and to offer innovative support to other traditionally underserved communities, refugees, LGBTQ, Indigenous people, and people of color. If your domestic violence court wants assistance with creating partnerships and reaching underserved groups, the City of Tucson Domestic Violence Team can help. Contact us today for in-person or virtual training and consultation, outreach ideas, and access to our partners.